Joining me now is technology expert and StoryTech co-founder Laurie Schwartz. Laurie, good to see you once again. So according to James Damore, his motives for writing the memo were philanthropic. It was to make the world a better place. To that you say what?
I say that you don't put down 50% of the population of the world in order to make it a better place, right? I mean, women may be more emotional. We may be prone to being more interested in relationships, which was one of his points. But another well-known engineer at Google, a former engineer, wrote a whole list of things about why his memo was wrong. And one of the points he said is that if you are finishing a project, if you are doing engineering, you actually need to work with other people.
So liking people is a good thing.
Liking people is a good thing. Working with people is a good thing. And the truth is, companies that have a mixed board, women and men together, do better. That's been proven.
Yeah.
So, I think he's a little cray-cray.
So, okay, yes. He makes the charge, and I think this is noteworthy, and it's yet to be proven, but he says that he circulated this memo internally a month ago, and there was no uproar until it was leaked. Does that sound credible to you? Because that's pointing to a kind of hypocrisy on the part of Google right now.
Well, I think they are straddling a dangerous place of being a culture that supposedly you can say anything, have free speech, bring ideas to the table. But then at the same time, if you say too much, if you say the wrong thing, or if you put down women and you create an environment of harassment, then you're in trouble. And the truth is, companies, corporations are allowed to mandate what is inappropriate. It's not free speech in companies. It's free speech in government, but not in companies. So it's a challenge. So I don't know if it was, if it was there a month before, but the truth is it did get out, it did cause an uproar, and it is symptomatic of this challenge that Google and many companies are struggling with in Silicon Valley, which is we're cool, we have great cultures, but yet why are women only, 20% of the population here?
What is it going to take to change that? I mean, Google's already being investigated by the Department of Labor for gender pay disparity. I mean, there was such outrage with this, with this memo, but the data bears out the fact that the women aren't there. What is it going to take to change that?
Yeah, I think there's two pieces to this. One is that it's definitely going to have to come from leadership. Leadership is going to have to make a concerted effort to get more women into the system. And that means they're actually going to have to think about that and put programs into place. And the other issue is a much larger cultural one, and that has to do with changing how we perceive women in tech and in business, and seeing more women in media. Just even something as basic as in Hollywood, having more movies and stories about women, so that as young girls grow up, they want those roles. And that's just an absolute fact. If you ever hear about Gina Davis's institute, there's a ton of research that shows that when you put female characters in movies in leadership roles, more young girls want those roles. And so if we culturally start to tell stories about women in these roles, then I think we're going to see a shift in young girls and women wanting to go into those types of jobs, and then you have leadership and cultures changing because of that.
Laurie Schwartz, let's hope for more stories featuring powerful women in leaders of position. Woohoo! Woohoo! So we can drive out all the cray-cray people.
That's right.
Laurie Schwartz, we appreciate it. Thank you.